What if I told you that one simple habit, done every morning, could keep your mind as sharp and vibrant as it was a decade ago? Imagine waking up each day with a brain that feels clear, focused, and alive, ready to tackle challenges, remember details, and spark new ideas. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But what if this habit wasn't some complicated biohack or expensive supplement? What if it was something so ordinary, so accessible, that anyone could do it? Yes, even you. I'm talking about a practice that takes just a few minutes each morning but has the power to transform the way your brain works, keeping it young, flexible, and sharp for years to come. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know what this habit is, but also how to make it a seamless part of your life. Let's start with a truth we all feel but rarely talk about. Our minds are under siege. Every day we're bombarded with information, endless notifications, overflowing inboxes, and the constant hum of a world that never slows down. It's no wonder so many of us feel mentally foggy, like our brains are running at half speed. I remember a morning not too long ago when I stood in my kitchen, staring at my coffee maker, trying to recall if I'd already added the grounds or not. It was a small moment, but it hit me hard. Was this what getting older felt like? Was my mind already starting to slip? I was barely into my 30s, and yet, there I was, questioning if I was losing my edge. Maybe you've had moments like that too, forgetting a name, losing your train of thought mid-sentence, or feeling like your brain is wading through molasses. It's unsettling, isn't it? The science backs up what we're feeling. As we age, our brains naturally undergo changes. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, starts to slow. Stress, poor sleep, and the chaos of modern life only accelerate this process. By the time we hit our 30s or 40s, many of us notice subtle declines, slower recall, less mental stamina, or difficulty focusing. But here's the good news. Mental aging isn't a one-way street. Your brain isn't doomed to fade like an old photograph. In fact, with the right habits, you can not only preserve your mental sharpness, but actually enhance it. And that's where this one morning habit comes in. A habit so powerful it's been used by some of the greatest minds in history, from inventors to artists to everyday people who refuse to let their brains grow old. The problem: aging minds in a fast world. Let's paint a picture. It's 7 a.m., and your alarm is blaring. You roll out of bed, already dreading the mental marathon ahead. There's a meeting at work you need to prepare for, a dozen emails you haven't answered, and oh right, you promised to call your friend back yesterday but forgot. Your brain feels like it's trying to juggle flaming torches while riding a unicycle. Sound familiar? This is the reality for so many of us. We live in an age of constant stimulation, where our attention is pulled in 1,000 directions. Our brains weren't designed for this kind of overload. Over time, this mental chaos takes a toll. Chronic stress floods our systems with cortisol, which literally shrinks the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Lack of sleep impairs our ability to process information. And the endless scroll of social media? It's like feeding your brain junk food, tasty in the moment but leaving you sluggish and unfocused. I'll never forget the time I sat down to write a simple report for work and found myself staring at a blank screen for 20 minutes. My mind felt like it was stuck in quicksand. I'd always prided myself on being sharp, quick-witted, the kind of person who could juggle multiple tasks without breaking a sweat. But there I was, struggling to string two coherent sentences together. It wasn't just fatigue, it was like my brain had lost its spark. I started wondering if this was just how things would be from now on, a slow, inevitable decline. But then I stumbled across something that changed everything. It wasn't a magic pill or a high-tech gadget. It was a habit so simple I almost dismissed it at first. But when I dug deeper, I realized this one practice had the power to rewire my brain, clear the fog, and bring back the mental energy I thought I'd lost. The promise: a simple solution. Before I reveal this habit, let me tell you about someone who used it to extraordinary effect. Picture a man in his 50s, living in a small apartment, surrounded by notebooks filled with sketches, ideas, and reflections. His mind was a whirlwind of creativity, producing inventions and theories that would shape the world for centuries. That man was Leonardo da Vinci, and those notebooks? They were his journals. Leonardo didn't just sketch flying machines and anatomical drawings. He poured his thoughts onto the page every day, capturing ideas, questions, and observations. His mind remained razor-sharp well into his later years, and historians believe his journaling habit was a key reason why. Fast forward to today, and countless studies back this up. Journaling isn't just for artists or writers. It's a tool that can keep anyone's mind young. Now, I know what you're thinking. Journaling? Really? It sounds so basic, maybe even a little old-fashioned. But hear me out, because this isn't about writing a diary or penning a novel. It's about a specific kind of journaling, done in the morning, that acts like a mental gym for your brain. It's a practice that takes just a few minutes but has the power to boost your memory, sharpen your focus, and even make you feel more alive. And the best part? You don't need to be a writer or have hours to spare. All you need is a pen, a notebook, and a willingness to try something new. The Habit Unveiled: Why Journaling Works. So, what makes morning journaling so special? Let's start with the science. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs exercise to stay strong. When you journal, you're doing more than just writing words. You're engaging multiple parts of your brain at once. The act of putting thoughts into words activates your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making and problem-solving. It also strengthens neural pathways, enhancing your brain's ability to form new connections, a process called neuroplasticity. Think of it like upgrading the wiring in your brain, making it faster and more efficient. But that's not all. Journaling also reduces stress, which is a major culprit in mental aging. When you write down your thoughts, you're essentially offloading mental clutter. Studies show that expressive writing lowers cortisol levels, calming your nervous system and freeing up mental bandwidth. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain each morning. And here's the kicker: journaling improves memory. Research from the University of California found that people who journal regularly show better recall and cognitive flexibility than those who don't. By writing, you're not just processing the present, you're training your brain to retain and connect information more effectively. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 42-year-old teacher I met at a conference a few years ago. Sarah was overwhelmed, juggling lesson plans, grading papers, and a hectic family life. She told me her brain felt like it was running on fumes. She'd forget meetings, misplace her keys, and struggle to focus during classes. Then, on a whim, she started journaling every morning, just 5 minutes of writing whatever came to mind. At first, it felt awkward, like she was forcing words onto the page. But within a week, she noticed something remarkable. Her mind felt clearer. She was remembering details she used to overlook, and she felt less stressed about her endless to-do list. By the end of a month, Sarah said she felt like her 20-year-old self again, sharp, energized, and ready to take on the day. That's the power of journaling. It's not just about writing, it's about reclaiming your mental edge. There are different ways to journal, and the beauty is that you can choose what works for you. Some people practice gratitude journaling, writing down 3 things they're thankful for each morning. This simple act rewires your brain to focus on the positive, boosting dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that make you feel good and keep your mind sharp. Others prefer stream of consciousness journaling, where you write whatever pops into your head, no filter, no judgment. This frees up mental space and sparks creativity. Then there's reflective journaling, media player control journaling, where you dive deeper into your goals, fears, or decisions. Each method has its own benefits, but they all share one thing in common: they train your brain to stay agile and engaged. How to make journaling a morning habit. Now that you know why journaling is so powerful, let's talk about how to make it a part of your morning routine. The key is to start small and make it sustainable. You don't need to write a novel or spend an hour every day. 5 minutes is enough to see results, and you can build from there. Here's how to get started. First, choose your tools. All you need is a notebook and a pen, but pick ones you love using, maybe a sleek journal or a favorite pen that feels good in your hand. Make it something you look forward to. Next, set a specific time. Right after you wake up is ideal, before the day's chaos takes over. Find a quiet spot, your kitchen table, a cozy chair by the window, and make it your journaling sanctuary. If mornings are hectic, pair journaling with something you already do, like drinking your coffee. The goal is to anchor it to your routine so it becomes automatic. Start with a simple prompt to get the words flowing. Here are a few to try. What's on my mind today? What am I grateful for? Or what's one thing I want to accomplish today? Don't worry about grammar or spelling. Just let your thoughts spill onto the page. If you're stuck, try writing, "I don't know what to write," and see where it takes you. The first few days might feel clunky, but that's normal. Push through the awkwardness, and soon it'll feel as natural as brushing your teeth. One of the biggest obstacles is the belief that you're not a writer. Let me stop you right there. Journaling isn't about being Shakespeare. It's about getting your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. No one's grading you. Another hurdle is time. If 5 minutes feels like too much, start with 2. The key is consistency, not perfection. Over time, those 2 minutes will grow, and you'll crave the clarity it brings. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just pick up the pen the next morning and keep going. To make it fun, experiment with different styles. Try bullet point lists one day, a letter to your future self the next, or even sketching your thoughts if words feel limiting. You can also use prompts like, "What's one lesson I learned yesterday?" or "What's a memory that makes me smile?" The variety keeps it fresh and engaging. And if you're tech-savvy, apps like Day One or Notion can work too, though there's something special about the tactile feel of pen on paper. The ripple effect, benefits beyond the mind. What's incredible about journaling is that it doesn't just keep your mind young, it transforms your entire life. By starting your day with intention, you're setting a tone of clarity and purpose. Studies show journaling improves emotional regulation, helping you handle stress and conflict with more grace. I heard about a woman named Maria, a single mom who started journaling to cope with anxiety. She'd write about her fears and frustrations each morning, and over time, she noticed she was less reactive with her kids. She'd pause, breathe, and respond thoughtfully instead of snapping. That's the power of journaling. It doesn't just clear your mind, it rewires how you show up in the world. Journaling also boosts productivity. When you write down your goals or priorities each morning, you're more likely to follow through. A study from Dominican University found that people who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to achieve them. It's like giving your brain a roadmap for the day. And then there's the creativity boost. By exploring your thoughts on paper, you unlock new ideas and solutions. I know a small business owner who started journaling to brainstorm marketing ideas. Within weeks, he came up with a campaign that doubled his sales. That's not magic. That's the clarity and focus journaling unlocks. The ripple effects are endless. Journaling helps you process emotions, so you're less likely to carry grudges or dwell on negativity. It strengthens self-awareness, so you make better decisions. It even deepens your relationships, because a clearer mind makes you a better listener and communicator. This one habit, done in the quiet of your morning, touches every corner of your life. Overcoming doubts and myths. I can hear the objections already. I'm not a writer. I don't have time. Journaling feels pointless. Let's tackle these one by one. First, you don't need to be a writer to journal. It's not about crafting perfect sentences, it's about getting your thoughts out. Think of it as a conversation with yourself. No pressure, no rules. If time is an issue, start with 1 minute. Literally, set a timer and write one sentence. You'll be surprised how quickly it grows. And if you think journaling is pointless, consider this. Some of the most successful people in the world, Oprah Winfrey, Albert Einstein, even modern CEOs, swear by it. Why? Because it works. There's also a myth that journaling is only for creative types or people with deep thoughts. Not true. Whether you're a mechanic, a teacher, or a stay-at-home parent, journaling helps you process your day and stay sharp. Another misconception is that it's time-consuming or complicated. It's not. You can scribble a few bullet points while your toast is browning. The simplicity is what makes it so powerful. If you're worried about privacy, keep your journal in a safe place or use a digital app with a password. If you're afraid of doing it wrong, let go of that fear. There's no wrong way to journal. The only mistake is not starting at all. Closing call to action. So, here we are. You've heard the science, the stories, and the steps. One morning habit, journaling, can keep your mind young, sharp, and vibrant. It's not about being perfect or writing a masterpiece. It's about showing up for yourself, day after day, and giving your brain the workout it needs to stay agile. Imagine where you could be in 30 days, clearer, calmer, more focused, with a mind that feels a decade younger. All it takes is a pen, a notebook, and a few minutes each morning. Here's my challenge to you: start tomorrow. Grab a notebook, set aside 5 minutes, and write. Maybe it's 3 things you're grateful for, or a stream of thoughts about your day. Just start. Commit to it for 30 days, and I promise you'll notice a difference. Your brain will thank you. And if you're already journaling, share your favorite prompt or tip in the comments. I'd love to hear what's working for you. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss more tips like this. Your mind is your greatest asset. Let's keep it young together. I'll see you in the next video.